What does praying for your enemies really look like? Hi everyone, this is R.A. Sweeney here to talk to you about another passage from the book Praying with the Writings as part of the Praying with the Bible series. Today I want to talk about right there at the end of the book of Job. So at this point, we've gone through all the discussion between Job and his friends. We have gone through the discussion between Job and God, and there's so many great things in that passage. But I really wanted to focus in on God speaking to Job's friends right there in chapter 42. And so he is not happy with the friends. The friends have been talking to Job for chapter after chapter and just wrong. And not that everything that they said was wrong, but the message they were giving was not appropriate. And God shows up and he's just like, this is not okay. I am not happy about what's been happening here. And I'm going to act. And he actually curses them. And then he says, go be reconciled with your friend Job. And then he will pray on your behalf. And then the curse will be lifted, which is interesting. There's connections to Abraham there in Egypt when he goes down to Egypt and God curses Egypt on his behalf. So there's an interesting parallel with that and a few other stories. But it's just this crazy the story, like you think about it from Job's perspective, and it's like these guys have just treated Job terribly. He's lost everything, and they're coming and calling him a dirtbag, which reminds me of a lot of people that I've encountered over the years, and them trying to apply theology into sorrow, and that's not where theology belongs. But it's this really cool insight into the community and the forgiveness and the reconciliation, and how the two greatest commands that Jesus gave, to love God and to love your neighbor, go together. How forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, how that goes together. How all of these passages in the Bible really come together of like when we are about community and reconciliation and mutual respect and love and forgiveness and those things, then they're going to abound. And if we aren't passionate about those things, if we don't want to be reconciled with people and forgive and those sorts of things, then they won't abound in our lives. We won't be receiving them if we're not willing to extend them, and all of how that plays out. But it's also a cool ending for the Satan showed up saying, well, Job wouldn't actually bless you if you curse him. And here Job is faithful in the end. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I wrote about for this passage. Hope it's a blessing. Thanks, everyone.